lovely humans, welcome to Starlight and Stitches. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you have been here before and you are returning, thank you, really appreciate it, and I hope you've remembered to subscribe. If you are new, then welcome. This is Alice Land. I'm Alice, and here in Alice Land we like to talk about yarn, crafty stuff, crochet. We do crochet book reviews, yarn hauls, end of the month finished project videos, all sorts of lovely crafty goodness. So if you think that's something that you might enjoy, hit subscribe, join my subscribers, because my subscribers are the best. And this is our lovely happy little positive place here on the internet. Got itchy nose. I don't know where that came from. Oh, right. Hi. Great start. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for my 2,000 subscribers. We finally hit it. It was literally just after New Year, so I was very, very excited about that. So thank you so, so much. I will be doing a small giveaway for that in a couple of weeks, because I've got a couple of videos that I need to get out before that video. I'm just checking out how bad my hair is as well. Look, my roots are growing through, my blonde is growing out. So you just have to ignore my badger hair and take me as I am. Today, lovely friends, we are talking about my long-term blanket projects for 2023. Now, I've always had this thing where I like to do one project at a time. That is the case generally, especially with my amigurumi, or if I'm just making a standalone blanket project or a wearable, I like to get it done. I like to finish one thing before I start something else. But last year I started something slightly different. I started making a Scrappy blanket, which you would have seen at the beginning of this year when I did my finished project. So I did a Scrappy blanket using all my scrap bits of yarn that I had left over from projects that I used throughout the year. Made this beautiful blanket, which you can see here now. I was very, very happy with it. It was a really simple chain, which was a long chain. I can't remember how long it was now. And then I just did, what did I do? Half double crochets, yeah, all the way along. And I just added in the new colours as I ran out of old ones using 2 bits of yarn together. So last year I had a project that continued throughout the year. So that was my ongoing project, and then I did my individual projects one at a time. This year I've given myself a slightly bigger challenge. I have got 2 ongoing projects that are going to last throughout the year. So I'm going to show you the first one now. So it is once again another Scrappy blanket. So I did really enjoy doing this last year, and it was a really good way to use up all my ends. So I didn't end up with loads of little tiny balls of scraps of yarn. It all went into this wonderful blanket, and it was actually one of my favourite things that I made last year. So this year I've gone for a similar thing, but not quite the same. Now, here's a little quick story. I was going to do this year's blanket in an ongoing granny square, because it was a little bit of a 2 fingers up to a comment that I saw on Reddit. There's a crochet group, and a lot of people on this crochet group, they don't like granny squares, and I love granny squares. They're one of my favourite things to make, and I love looking at them, and I love granny square wearables and bags and all sorts, and I love granny squares. So I thought, do you know what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to make a massive granny square Scrappy blanket, and it was purely because of these comments that I'd seen on Reddit. It really annoyed me. And I actually started it, and I got it to about this big so far. And then today I looked at it and I thought, Scrappy blanket doesn't work in granny. It just didn't look very good. Granny squares, I think, should be neat as a pin. So I unravelled the whole thing and I started again. But I've got quite far. This is going to be my Scrappy blanket for this year. So this is the ball that I have left from the remnants of the granny square blanket that I'd started. But I will show you what we are doing this year. So just make sure that I get everything in place for you. This year's Scrappy blanket is this. We're doing a moss stitch blanket, and I have never done, believe it or not, I've never done a moss stitch before. And I really love the way this is coming out already. Look at this. Now, once again, I am doing 2 strands of yarn together, so we get this really cool effect, because I loved it last year and I'm loving it this year. So this is the start of my 2023 Scrappy blanket project. I love it. I love it. I'm happy with it already. And I'm finding the moss stitch very easy once you get used to doing a chain in between each of your single crochets, and where you're placing your hook. I'm really, really enjoying it. So that is one of this year's ongoing projects. So I will be doing a Scrappy blanket this year. Ta-da! And it is here, and it has begun. another project that I have begun for years, well, years, last year and the year before, I keep seeing temperature blankets, and I keep seeing them and I keep thinking, oh, they look really cool. I love bright colours, I like mismatched colours, obviously I like rainbows in general, and looking at, a lot of people don't like temperature blankets, they don't like the look of them, they're not symmetrical, you've got no control really over where colours are going to be placed, but I quite enjoy that. But I did think to myself, do I want to do another blanket? Do I want to have 2 ongoing blankets? And I know that temperature blankets are a lot of work, especially if you want a decent sized blanket. So I was thinking to myself, what can I do? What can I do? So first of all, I came up with the colours that I would like to use if I made a temperature thing. So I have my colours here. I can show you. Almost couldn't show you, almost dropped my paper. I've got my colours here. I am using, for my thing, I will show you, don't worry, I'm using Stylecraft Special Chunky because it is my favourite, it is my bread and butter yarn, so that is the yarn that I always go back to when I'm making my amigurumi and things like that. Obviously I use other yarns as well, but this is my favourite, that is what a majority of my things are made from. So I gauged my colours. My handwriting on this is terrible, so it probably won't make an awful lot of sense. But we start with minus anything under 0 degrees. It's going to be in this grey. 1 to 5 degrees is in lemon. 6 to 10 is in, I can't read that back to front, wisteria. 11 to 15 is in aspen. 16 to 20, fondant. 21 to 24, I'm literally reading it from the back of the page. 21 to 24 is pistachio. 25 to 30 is in cloud blue. And then we've got 31 to 35 degrees is in rose. And then anything above 36 degrees is going to be in cream. So I got my colours planned. And I really like those colours. I've gone for sort of pastel-y shades. I think they all look really pretty together. And I think no matter how you mix them up, they're going to be pretty. And again, I did think about having them in sort of a colour order. So going like from the coldest colours, like the greens and the blues, going down to the warmer pink colours for the hotter temperatures, and the colder temperatures being the greens and blues. And I thought, I don't actually want to do that. I just want it to be colourful. So I mixed all the colours together. So they're not in any kind of particular order. I just know that if we have a set of temperatures around this, it's going to work well together. Or a set of temperatures around this, it's still going to be bright and colourful. Or a section of temperatures around this area, it's still going to be bright and colourful. So I kind of mixed them up. I didn't want to do like a gradient of colours going from cold to warm. So I mixed them up. And I have been doing this. I've actually been doing this every day so far. And I'm really happy about it. Now, I'm going to try and show you what I've been doing, but it's quite difficult because I've currently got 3 balls of yarn attached to my work. Oh, nearly saw it then. 3 balls of yarn attached to my work. What I have decided to do this year is I'm doing a temperature snake. So this is going to be my temperature snake. Now, I just made the head up by myself and put some little eyes on it. Hello. I might put a little tongue on the end just because I think that would be cute. And then each round of the snake is a day. Okay. Much quicker than doing a temperature blanket. And then I've actually got like a thing at the end of it. Don't know what I'm going to do with a massive long snake at the end of the year. I am insane. Maybe I could wrap it around my living room or something. But yeah, I'm doing a temperature snake. I thought it was a really cool idea. Different to a temperature blanket, but still getting that kind of, oh, there's something to do every day. So far we have got aspen, wisteria and lemon. Quite a lot of wisteria. We've had a lot of those cooler but not freezing cold temperatures. I've used the dark grey for the head, and then when I get to the other end I'll also use the dark grey to finish off the tail because obviously it will need to taper out. I've also decided that in between each month, so at the end of January, I will do a row of the dark grey as well because I do want to split it and I want to see like the physical change in temperatures from month to month. So I am going to put a row of this dark grey in at the end of each month. So tell me what you think about this. Am I insane? What am I going to do with a temperature snake? I don't know, but I like it already. I like it already. This is going to be massive. I mean, we're halfway through 1 month. It's going to be a big snake. I hope that this works. I've always, like I say, I've always wanted to do something temperature related with crochet, but I didn't want to do a blanket. I've been so tempted so many times to start a temperature blanket, and I've kind of gone, no, that's just silly. So I've got my scrap blanket for my yearly blanket, which is probably going to be an ongoing thing because I do like my scrap blankets, and I'll try and do like a different stitch each year. Loving the moss stitch at the moment, really enjoying doing that. And little temperature snake. So let me know what you think. And let me know if you are doing any temperature blankets or anything temperature related with your crochet. Have you come up with any other ideas opposed to a blanket? I thought my snake idea was pretty cool. You'll have to let me know what you think. So that is my ongoing projects for 2023. And that's pretty much it for today. I hope that you liked that. I know it's a bit, you know, it's just a bit me talking about, like, you know, but I know that we enjoy chatting to each other, and I love talking to you in the comments, so please make sure that you comment down below. Let me know what you think of both of the projects. The moss stitch for the scrappy blanket I think looks wicked, and the temperature snake. Tell me what you think. Let me know your other ideas for temperature projects, and if there's anything different that you have come up with for this year for a temperature project. I will try and get a giveaway out in the next couple of weeks. It's not going to be as big as the last one, I'm afraid. It will be something smaller, because last time I gave away a huge box of yarn and it got sent to the USA, and it cost me nearly £100 just to post it, and then it got lost for about 3 months, so I was having absolute kittens because Parcel Force couldn't find it. So I'm going to scale it back a little bit, but it will still be something nice for you, something that we can all use. So I'm going to find a lovely prize for you. I have got an idea of what it might be in my brain, and yeah, stay tuned for that. Obviously we've got crochet book review coming up very soon as well, so I've got 2 more videos that I need to squeeze into January, which should just about work. I think I've got just enough space to fit them all in. If not, you'll get a random video on a Saturday. Anyway, I'm absolutely waffling now. Talk to me. Temperature blankets, ongoing scrappy blanket projects, any blanket projects. I love it. Talk to me. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Mwah! Love you all. Bye bye.